Hello, and thank you for watching this short video on wikibadges.org and how you can use it to co-design badges and microcredentials. So why might you want to co-design badges and microcredentials? Well, here are a few quick use cases. First, there are community-designed badges. Let's say you're a teacher and you want the learning and accomplishments of your students to be recognized in visible and useful ways, either within the classroom or even beyond the classroom. What often happens is the teacher will create badges based on what they value, or based on behaviors that they want to see from students. However, it's not always easy to design badges for others that will actually be meaningful to the recipients of the badges. Not only that, but designing badges to encourage behaviors that you want to see in others can easily give the appearance of a quid pro quo and might even feel coercive to the students or members of a community. So what if, instead of the teacher designing badges for students, teachers designed badges with students? This change treats students as legitimate co-authors of their own recognition. It treats them as agents who are capable of defining recognition that is meaningful to them and at the same time aligns with the goals of a course. Or, as another example of a community-designed badge, what if you're a member of an online community of open badge practitioners, and you want to facilitate recognition within the community in ways that are democratic and emergent? You might be interested in a tool that would enable badge designs to be crowdsourced from the members of that open badge community. So in that case, there is no authority attempting to coerce. And finding out what badges have value to the community would simply be a matter of observing, because badges that were of value would rise to the top organically. Another reason we might want to co-design badges and microcredentials is to better address the issue of badge value. Now, we have plenty of examples of institutions, such as universities, who design badge and microcredential systems and then eagerly await learners and employers to recognize that their microcredentials have some value. That's the build it and hope they come approach to microcredential design. But imagine a scenario in which the question of value got addressed early in the design process and was addressed directly by those stakeholders who are eventually meant to value the microcredential. So for example, if there were a particular criterion or type of evidence that a given employer would find meaningful, that would be great design input early in the process. And who knows, it might even lead that employer to explicitly or visibly recognize the value of that microcredential in some way. A third reason for co-designed badges and microcredentials has to do with the value and the challenge of peer recognition. When one person issues a badge to recognize another person for a skill, accomplishment, or character trait, that recognition has meaning to those who are directly involved. For a third-party observer, the badge might seem akin to a letter of reference, but a letter of reference that's written around a particular skill or trait, and that makes use of all of the affordances of the badge metadata. For instance, links to evidence, machine readability, alignment to standards, and endorsement. I believe there's a clear value to recognizing peers using badges, but there are clear challenges too. For one thing, designing a badge can take a fair bit of time and energy, and in most cases, it's probably easier to write a letter of reference than to create an entirely new and unique badge to recognize a peer. And here's where Wikibadges might be useful as a repository of openly licensed badge classes, similar to a repository of OERs, that is, Open Educational Resources. These would be badge classes that anyone can adapt to their purposes and that anyone can issue. For example, what if you want to tell someone that it's been a pleasure working with them on a project, or that they've said or done something that's changed or informed the way you think about a topic? In that case, you could go to Wikibadges and use one of the existing badge classes to issue your badge of recognition.